First, I'm going to let you watch the video clip from yesterday here. This will be the needle moving for the end play on the crankshaft. Do you think you're seeing 40 thousandths or do you think you're seeing 60 thousandths?
So right now it's at 70 thousandths and it goes to 30 thousandths, almost, just shy of. So we're almost 40 thousandths of end play. That's no good. That's, even if I put oversized in there, that's only going to give me 20 if it's 10 on each one. There's absolutely no way. Yesterday, after I posted the video, there was some controversy about which way that needle was moving around. I thought it was going on the bottom side of the scale there, and other people were saying it's going the long way around, which can be 60 thousandths versus 40 thousandths. So we're going to move it real slow here so you can see it. In real life, it was obvious that it was going on the bottom side like that. But on the video, I went frame by frame, and it was in one position and then all the way back at the other position. So do it fast, Tyler, and then back the other way. So hopefully that'll take the confusion away. We also noticed on the video, you could tell by looking at the little dial gauge on there, that it was moving less than half between the two numbers, which would be 40 thousandths. If it was 60, then it would have been going over the gauge, you know, over halfway. So that kind of made obvious to you. But it was kind of an optical illusion. I just wanted to confirm that. Like I said, it was obvious to me in real life what it was doing, but on the video, no, it really, and honestly, I could see why people thought that, because I started to get confused by it too, but I was like, no, there was no way. I knew in real life it looked like it was going the correct way. So that's what we've got. Well, we are looking for thicker thrust washers like this. Joe said that they used to make some 20 thousandths ones, which would come close to solving our problem. Actually, I think we need a little bit less than that though. And he said they were 20 thousandths each one. So if you did two of them together, that would be 40 thousandths. Which we can always have them take some off of it to get them.
20 and 10 and put us in spec.
Yeah. Or he said we can have somebody make them. So I think if I send this to somebody and we find the right size brass, we can have them make a set for us at the correct thickness. It's not really hard. This isn't a complicated thing. You know, we need to have the holes in the certain spots because they lock on to the main bearing cap. But other than that, yeah, I think, you know, he said we can make them. He's done that before. He said, you know, Joe's had great experience with stuff like this. So, but he thinks the same thing, that the crank got machined, and then when somebody put it together, they just didn't know. And they just, because these are pretty standard, you know, to not measure them or check them, and just assumed that it was the standard ones. But since the crank had all that machining done to it, it probably got done. There is no groove. It's not like these were wearing in there and wore a groove or anything like that. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to continue to look. I called a few places today, and actually 5 thousandths oversized was the largest I could get. But they're supposed to make 10, and then he said they used to make. So we're going to look around. Maybe we can find some new old stock or something like that sitting somewhere. The inline 71 series is different than the V series. So these are specific for the inlines. They're smaller. The V series ones are the same that on the 92 series, and they're a little bit larger. So we're going to be looking for the inline ones, and that could be something that somebody's got on a shelf somewhere. But otherwise, I need to find a machine shop that can either, you know, cut these out maybe with a water jet, or, you know, some other way that they have to do that. I'm sure they have ways to do it. So we'll figure out what we can do, but that's the game plan from here. We're not going to replace the crank. We'll go ahead and probably rebuild the bottom end since I've got it open on here. That's no big deal. And then address a few other issues from there. One other nice thing on here that I hadn't really pointed out, that we have a spin-on oil filter mount on here, which on these inline 71 series, that's all part of the oil cooler mount. There's not an adapter plate for it or anything, so somebody's already gone through the trouble of doing that, which is awesome. So now we can put a spin-on oil filter when we do the oil change here in a little bit. Makes life a little bit easier. Everything is set for the pour of the pad for the shop. It's going to be 6 inches, 4,500 psi concrete with fiber, and we also have wire mesh going in everywhere. There's a couple big piles of this around here somewhere. They're getting ready to put all the plastic in down. The plumbing is all done and ready to go, inspected. Everything's good to go. So the pour is now scheduled for this Friday morning. So 2 days away. Today's Tuesday, so I guess 3 days away. And they're going to start at 5 a.m. in the morning. and it's 65 yards of concrete that's going to go in here. Again, 6 inches thick, and it's going to be quite the project for the building. So we're excited that it's finally happening. It was supposed to happen Monday, and then we had like a 60% chance of showers that day, so they canceled it, and it turned out it never actually rained here. We had thunder a whole bunch of times, like 5 or 6 different times throughout the day. We could hear thunderstorms that were just to the north of us, just to the south of us, but it just missed us. But it wasn't worth risking, having the concrete get ruined by a rainstorm. So Friday morning, the weather's looking really good. It's only like a 15% chance of precipitation, so that's nothing. I think we're going to be good to go. So they're going to start nice and early in the morning when it's cooler. It is going to be a hot day. That's why they're starting at 5 o'clock in the morning, so they can get this going. They'll have a big crew of guys out here, and they'll have the little whirly bird machine things too that do the finish on it and everything. So it's going to be a fun day. It'll be exciting to see it come together. We ordered all the concrete anchor bolts today. They'll be here this week for the shop. They go down 10. They're 10 inches long, so they actually go down 8 inches into the concrete. And then the building attaches to those. They're 5/8 inches, and there's 158 of them that hook the building to the concrete. So it's a monolithic pour. It's going to be nice when it's done. We're excited. They pulled out those tree roots that we had, those 2 big stumps we had over there, or 3 stumps we had over there. I got to lift them out of the hole, but that's all done there. So yeah, this is something we've been waiting for a long time. Not a cheap project. That is a massive amount of concrete, and we're not doing heated floor. Originally, we were going to do heated floor, and we talked about it, and we talked with our contractors about it. It's not all that cold here in Tennessee, and we're going to make a waste oil burner stove in there, and we'll have heat from that. I worked outside a lot all last winter and was never uncomfortable just, in regular clothes, a couple, 2 pairs of sweatpants or something like that. So we'll be indoors, out of the wind, and we'll have that heater in there. I think we're going to be fine. It's just an added expense and headache we didn't want. Once we started looking into it by putting the foam down underneath the concrete, we were worried about the concrete breaking over time with the heavy weight and stuff like that. So we just decided not to do it. It's not that cold here, and I think we'll be happy with that. So that is the building sitting here waiting to get assembled. It is a Quonset hut. It's 40 feet wide by 78 feet in length. So all those pieces, you should see the bucket after bucket after bucket of hardware, nuts and bolts that put this thing together. We're gonna have quite the barn raising here once we start putting this up. It's 22 feet high in the middle, and it is 12 feet high, 4 feet in. So the buses, I would never put them closer than 4 feet to the wall anyways. That way you have room to pull out the axle shafts and stuff like that. So we'll have plenty of room in there, and it'll be wide enough for 2 buses is how we're going to do it. And then lengthwise, we're putting that small apartment at the end that we will live in. And it's roughly 20, I think we're at like 24 feet. Maybe it's 22 feet. I don't remember. Kelly's got the plans for it, for the apartment side of it. So we'll still have plenty of length in the building for everything we need. And then we'll have that living quarters at the end.
This is basically the building, but we're going to have a different end wall door configuration on it.
I got some cool goodies. I went to Harbor Freight and got these Icon Phillips and standard 1/2-inch drive. Those are really big. That's a number 2, 3, and 4 for the Phillips, and the slotteds are 7/16, 1/2-inch, and 5/8 inch. 1/2-inch drive, so they're very large. Excited to use these, and they're lifetime warranted, of course, and I've had really good luck with the Icon stuff too. So that's a cool find. Happy to use those. My daughter sent me this for my birthday. It's a neck fan, and it's super amazing how cool it keeps you. It blows air on the sides and the front, plus all up your back of your neck and everything here. It's rechargeable, 4,000 milliamp battery. Very neat. Got that for my birthday. And then this was something we've been using when we walk Leroy at night. It's the O-Light lantern, the O-Lantern. It's very bright too, and it's something that we really, having a little lantern like that out here on the property is pretty cool. So, and it has the same O-Light regular magnetic recharging base and everything. So it's a cool light. These are my waterproof toolboxes that I've got in the back of the side-by-side, so I don't have to put all my stuff away every night. keep different things in them. I really like having those too.
See him loading up his tools, check the air and all those duels. It's that bus grease monkey, don't you know? Well, he's got a long hard ride in old Lenny the Silver Sides. Get that bus grease monkey on the road. Well, he's got that hammer down and that 47 Hound. It's that bus grease monkey on the road. He travels all around and he's coming to your town. Get that bus grease monkey down the road. See that 4104 with the propped up engine door. Watch that bus grease monkey do his thing. 30 years behind that barn, 'cause it don't run worth a darn. Watch that bus grease monkey make it sing. He knows them Detroits, there's no doubt, upside down and inside out. It's that bus grease monkey, don't you know? Saving buses far and wide in that old blue Silver Sides. It's that bus grease monkey, don't you know? Now he's moved his family to the hills of Tennessee. Watch that bus grease monkey make his home, bringing buses back to life with the help of his dear wife. Watch that bus grease monkey get it done. Well, he travels town to town working on them old greyhounds. It's that bus grease monkey, don't you know? Saving buses far and wide in old Lenny the Silver Sides. It's that bus grease monkey, don't you know? It's that bus grease monkey, don't you know? It's that bus grease monkey, don't you know?